Okay, hopefully today I'll have better audio because I didn't forget to plug in my mic. What would you do if your husband refused to have sex with you for 10 months? This was answered by Chi Ming Tsoi versus Gina Lau Choi. Yes, I said that correctly. Welcome to Millennial Avocado, where I teach you about case law while doing my makeup. So this case is infamous, like I said, mainly because it talks about a penis size, specifically of the petitioner Chi Ming Tsoi. Gina and Chi Ming Tsoi got married in Manila Cathedral on May 22, 1988. So they were married for 10 months, and apparently, in those 10 months, Chi Ming Tsoi never tried to have sex with her or yeah, never made a move, even if they were living in the same bed, even if they had their honeymoon. In fact, in their honeymoon, Jimmy Choi actually invited Gina's family to go with them, and they never had sex. So Gina comes now to the court to say, hey, whether it's physical impossibility or psychological impossibility, I would like to get out of this marriage. And her grounds is psychological incapacity. In Chi Min Choi's defense, he actually said he tried to have sex with her. Now, this is a he said, she said, because this is, after all, an annulment case. So he said he tried to have sex with her. However, she started crying, so he stopped and never tried again. Which, big if true, like that would be, why would you want to have sex with someone who cries when you have sex with him? So valid, I understand him. Gina claims that Chi Ming Choi is actually gay, um, while Chi Ming Choi claims that Gina just wants his money or the jewelry, I think, of his mother that was given to Gina as part of their wedding. So Gina wants to separate. Chi Ming Choi doesn't. Gina says, oh, he just doesn't want to separate with me because he needs the Filipino citizenship because, as you can infer from the name, Chi Ming Choi is Chinese. Now, Gina also claims that Chi Ming Choi either cannot or will not have sex with her. Which, if you're married, that is kind of part of the agreement. Unless it's a lavender marriage, I suppose. But in this marriage, she was expecting coitus. So, because of her claim that they never had sex, they had to submit themselves. I don't think they had to, but I think to bolster their case, they submitted themselves to a urologist to check their private parts. So, based on Gina's results, her results were she was still a virgin. So, it was, I would say, that gives credence to her story that they never had sex. And for Jimmy Choi's part, he was able to, he's not impotent, is the main takeaway from this. So, he's able to have sex, he just doesn't want to. But the reason why this case is actually pretty famous is because the physician published the results of the examination, and he actually said that the doctor said that he asked the defendant to masturbate to find out whether or not he has an erection, and he found out that from the original size of 2 inches, original, the penis of the defendant lengthened by 1 inch and 1 centimeters, so 3.1. But the physician did note that this is only a soft erection, so this isn't the full length. But in any case, even with the soft erection, he's able to have sex. So it's not physical inability, it's just, I guess, psychological, or he didn't want to. In any case, the trial court granted the annulment. Chi Ming Choi appealed the annulment to the Court of Appeals. I will say that you shouldn't make fun of it because the average size of a male organ is 4.27 to 4.3 inches. So, I mean, it's just an inch. Anyway, Chi Ming Choi appealed the case to the Court of Appeals, but alas, they said, you are physically able but just not willing, so we have to side with the wife. And I guess that's it. Oh, I didn't really get far with my makeup. I'll get back to you after this makeup so I can show you the finished product. Okay, so this is the finished look. It's a pretty short. This is a pretty short video. I didn't. Oh, unintended. But yeah, I think the moral of the story is if someone just wants to separate with you, you should just let them and not subject yourself to physical testing because it'll be published and the internet will know how big your penis is. That's all. Bye.